The everyday watch is a crucial part to any serious watch collection. The whole idea behind an everyday watch is the versatility. The watch must allow the wearer to go anywhere and do anything, and no matter the occasion, the watch doesn't look out of place. This tends to mean a watch that has an inoffensive design, uses a safer colour palette, and has the ability to pretty much work with any outfit. I like to think of these as simple, clean, classic wristwatches. But finding a versatile everyday watch on a budget can be a little bit difficult. Because the market is so saturated, it can be hard to know the good from the bad. So in this video, I'll take you through 10 affordable, versatile, everyday watches. But before we get into the watches, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so that you never miss a video. Okay, kicking off today's list, we're going to be going with a brand new Casio model that is made from stainless steel. This is the Casio MTP M305D, and this watch is a traditionally made ticker that very much resembles the design of an Apple Watch. This Casio comes in a variety of different colours, but for that ultimate versatility, I'd highly recommend going with the monochromatic or black version. This Casio comes on a mesh bracelet, which gives this piece that everyday appeal. However, if you swap out the mesh for a leather strap, the watch can also be used in a dressy situation too. As usual with Casio, they do not disappoint with the functionality of the watch. Rather impressively, this Casio comes with a genuine moon phase feature. Not only that, we also see a day of the week indicator at the 9 and a day of the month indicator at the 3. All of these impressive features are protected by a stainless steel case, a mineral crystal, and 50 meters of water resistance. So this watch has the versatility, functionality, and durability to be one of the best affordable everyday watches. Next up, let's go with something mechanical. But this just isn't a regular mechanical three-hand watch. Instead, it's a mechanical chronograph. Understandably, everyone loves the Seagull 1963. With its ST19 movement, that is an anomaly at the affordable end of the market. But there's one problem. The design of the 1963 doesn't make it a great everyday watch. So let me introduce you to the Pierre Paulin Panda. This chronograph features the same mechanical ST19 movement as the Seagull 1963. However, we get a more versatile aesthetic with the classic Panda chronograph design. So due to the black and white colour scheme, this watch will surely work with almost any attire without compromising on the quality of the watch, because we still see the use of a sapphire crystal, a steel case, and a swimmable 50 meters of water resistance. Now this watch is slightly more expensive than the 1963, with it coming in at around $230, but the extra cost is worth it in my opinion for that extra versatility, and due to the nature of the colour palette, this chronograph will work on almost any strap, making it a truly versatile everyday watch. I'll leave an affiliate link for this one down in the description. Now let's visit Switzerland for this next pick. With all of the hype around the PRX, it's very easy to forget that Tissot actually makes some other great watches, and here's one of them. Now this watch is probably the best value on today's list. This is the Tissot Courtier. What makes this watch so special is that it comes with a Powermatic 80 movement and can be found for under $250. Value aside, this watch is the perfect everyday option. Impressively, this piece comes with 100 meters of water resistance, making it capable of swimming and snorkeling. But it's the design of this piece that makes it truly versatile, with a vertically framed day-date function, minimalist dial, and simple case design, also coming in with a sub 11mm thickness. Tissot, as usual, managed to make their watches thinner than the competition. This piece either comes with a stainless steel bracelet or an integrated strap. I always recommend going with the bracelet option, then picking up a couple of aftermarket straps. Spec-wise, it's incredible for the price. Automatic movement with an 80-hour power reserve, a sapphire crystal, and that 10-bar water resistance. Okay, so coming up next, we have the only Seiko on today's list, and I believe that this is the most versatile watch that they produce. A lot of field watches are too casual to be the perfect everyday watch, as they don't feature enough detail to make them truly versatile, but the Seiko SRPG29 is different. This is a field watch offering from the Seiko 5 sports range. However, Seiko have somehow managed to make a classic field watch design become the perfect everyday watch. This is because of a couple of factors. First of all, the applied Arabic numerals give the watch a much needed level of detail. Then the steel oyster style bracelet ensures that the aesthetics can work in almost any situation. There aren't many field watches that would work with a shirt and tie, but this is definitely one of them. And of course, with a Seiko 5, you get great specs for the money that you spend, with the automatic 4R36 movement, a domed hardlex crystal, and 10-bar water resistance. This watch watch delivers unrivaled looks when it comes to an everyday field watch, especially that beautiful blue sunburst dial, and with it just costing a couple of $100s, this is one of the best affordable everyday watch options. A lot of you are going to be very surprised with this next recommendation, but I think that this is a super fun everyday watch. For you enthusiasts who only enjoy getting the best spec possible for the price, this one isn't for you. But for those of you who want to have a bit of fun and be a little flamboyant, this is the perfect choice. This is a brand new model from Swatch called the What If. The whole idea of this watch is a fun concept. What if, back in their infancy, Swatch opted to create squared watches instead of circular? What would they look like? Well, Swatch answered the question that literally no one asked with this new release, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. It comes with a Nomos style design, minimalist but functional, and you know that bioceramic material that costs $250 with the Moonswatch? Well, yeah, the What If model is made from the same material and costs less than half the price. Don't be expecting a great build quality or even a great spec sheet. These watches aren't made for that purpose. They're made to be fun, versatile, and ultimately do exactly what a watch needs to do: tell the bloody time. If I angered you with that Swatch suggestion, fear not, I have a proper watch coming up next. And this one is a watch that is purely made for enthusiasts. This watch is an up-and-coming release by micro brand Laurier, which is due to be released very soon. This is the Astra model, a vintage-inspired ticker that features a fantastic, versatile design. Laurier has developed a reputation in the enthusiast world for creating incredible watches, and I have no doubt that this one will be no different. This piece comes with a crosshair dial, a very collectible design that watch lovers go absolutely crazy for, but just notice how minimal everything is. This piece falls into that classic clean wristwatch category so effortlessly, but the beauty isn't only skin deep. Powering the Astra, we see the use of a Miyota 9000 series movement, allowing the piece to be a nice 11mm thin, with 2 of those millimeters coming from the domed Hesalite crystal. We also see the use of a screw down crown, aiding the 100 meters of water resistance. Now this piece is the most expensive on today's video, at $500, but you get a seriously great everyday watch by a very well respected micro brand. If you liked the Panda chronograph that we featured earlier but would like a watch from a more established brand, this next one might be for you. This is the Orient Neo 70s chronograph, a proper hidden gem amongst the Orient catalogue. The watch offers that classic Panda chronograph look with a hint of vintage flair. Instead of the usual tachymeter scale we see on the outer dial, Orient instead opts for just a simple minute marker track instead, stripping back the sporty design cues and opting for a more minimal, versatile look instead. This piece does only feature a quartz movement, but it is solar powered, so forget the worry of a flat battery. Now this ticker does come with a steel bracelet, which looks great, but I personally think that this piece is just begging to be put on a vintage style brown leather. I am also pleased to see a 10 bar water resistance rating, again adding to the versatility. Now this model is from 2016, so it is a little harder to get hold of, but it can still be found from various sellers for around $250. So if you want that vintage everyday look, Orient has you covered. If you're a big fan of the German Bauhaus look but don't have German Bauhaus kind of cash, then I highly suggest that you check out this next watch. This is the Siegel Bidisc, a watch that I reviewed earlier this year, and if you want pure value for money, this one will be right up your street, because as usual with AliExpress watches, it's packed with top tier materials. It's worth bearing in mind that this is a genuine Siegel watch, not a clone like most of the 1963 models, and although it's heavily inspired by Germany for its concept, it's an original design. Inside, of course, we have an automatic in-house Siegel movement, with a flat sapphire covering the dial and 50 meters of water resistance. I know that this watch doesn't offer the same brand cachet as the likes of Orient and the other brands that we've talked about, but it sure makes up for it in the specs for the cash. Now, I reviewed the green version, but for the ultimate versatile look, I'd recommend the grey, and for around $100, this everyday watch is a tough one not to consider. I'll leave an affiliate link for this one in the description. This next one is a watch and brand that doesn't really get much love online, but I think they make some absolutely beautiful watches. This is the Evo 2 by Swiss brand Mondaine. Now, if any of you have ever been to Europe, you'll recognise the dial of this watch almost immediately. That's because this style can be found inside some European rail stations as the railside clocks, and Mondaine is the official Swiss Railways watch. watch. For me, this aesthetic is absolutely timeless. It is clean, simple, and super legible. This line of watches comes in countless configurations, a variety of sizes, movements, and dial colours. For me though, the classic white dial with red accents is everyday perfection. Now the Evo 2 model retails for around $250 with a quartz movement, but if you want the automatic, it will cost you around double. But with the quartz, you still get a domed sapphire crystal and that classic double date window at the 3 o'clock. A 40mm case diameter and a compact lug-to-lug also means it will work on almost any wrist. If you want something that's a bit different but still super recognizable, then this mundane Evo 2 is a super cool everyday option. Finally, we have a bit of a cult classic when it comes to the online watch community. Again, we'll be visiting Orient for this final pick. Last but certainly not least, we have the Orient Maestro. I truly think that this is probably the best everyday option of all the watches that we featured. That's because of the incredibly basic yet somehow sophisticated design that lends itself to being truly flexible. There's a few reasons why this is the ultimate affordable everyday watch for me. First of all, the 10 bar water resistance ensures that the watch is safe no matter the environment. Secondly, that minimal dial really allows the watch to seamlessly work anytime, and a perfect 40mm case size means that it will work on almost any size wrist. Combine all of that with an in-house automatic movement and you have a recipe for affordable perfection. For me, Orient are now the kings of the affordable mechanical watch market, and watches like this show why. Because for as little as $150, you get a seriously good everyday watch that will always be by your side. So what do you think of my picks? Do you have any that you think I should have featured? Let me know down in the comments. And remember to head over to toptierticker.com for some cool affordable pre-owned watches. The link is in the description. If you liked this video and want some more affordable watch suggestions, be sure to watch my video here on 10 bargain alternatives to iconic luxury watches.